also makes me oddly hungry, which is fantastic.
Funny enough, what was interesting, the way it worked is the company Garofalo, who make this incredible pasta, literally have done this now for 4 years. In fact, this is the 5th year, there's somebody else doing one. And they give a director some money to make a film, and it's completely free, whatever you want to do, as long as it takes place in Naples and nobody gets killed in it, and that's the rules. And it was, for me, it was almost like going back and doing Python again, where one had a simple little idea, flesh it out, just go to Naples, start a kind of dialogue with the city, discover things as you're going along, and you shoot it in a week, and bingo.
That's great. Well, you know, we heard a little bit about the honor that you're getting while you're in town, but there's another award that has come along for you. The Fellini Foundation has presented you with an award, and watching this film just sort of underlined in my mind, that must mean an awful lot to you. I would imagine Fellini's films are pretty high on your list of things that you enjoy.
No, I mean, he was, of all the Italian directors, he was the one that, I suppose, got my juices flowing more than anybody else. Everything's a dance with him. In a sense, that's me, trying to be Fellini.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the shoot. Give us a snapshot memory of maybe something that happened along the way.
I don't know. It happened every day. Naples. The great thing about Naples is it's the most sort of magical, chaotic place on the planet, but it's just full of extraordinary people and things happen. The most ridiculous thing was there was the big strike. The garbage strike was on. The streets were just piled high with rubbish, and that little piazzetta where we do that scene with the obelisk in the middle had all this rubbish there. It was a perfect place. So we arrived in the morning to do the shoot, and all the rubbish had been cleaned up the night before. The only time in Naples is happening. And we spent a great chunk of the morning dumping stuff out of the dumpsters, making a complete heap there. And as we were finishing it, a little van drove up, and it was the inspector. And so we were going around checking to see if everything had been cleaned up. Anyway, only in Naples would they say, you're making a movie? Fine, just put it back when you finish.
It seems like a lot of your movies, I mean, there's this wonderful swirl of squalor that you've had that's been sort of a trademark of yours. Do you talk a little bit about that and sort of the vision?
Well, I think it always came from growing up with Doris Day and Rock Hudson films. Everything was so clean. Teeth shone. They were buffed every morning. And I hated it. I just thought, there's no texture, there's no reality. And I suppose, then going and hiking around Europe, I thought, there's filth. This is beautiful. But I suppose it's a way of kind of, for me, to think that I'm doing something that's vaguely associated with reality as opposed to fantasy.
Sure. And then, Europe has been a huge influence on you, and not just as filmmaker, but in your life. Talk a little bit about that, and also how you view America now.
I know. I've been there since 1967, so it's a long time. I spent more of my life. What's odd, I basically grew up out in the valley in Panorama City, and it's quite a long journey to the guy who's sitting here now. But I find, what always frustrated me in America, you drive across the country and the same music was playing all the way across. There was this homogenization that had gone on, the same KFC wherever. And in Europe, to me, is that every country has got its own culture, its own people, its own language. And so it's constantly interesting, things to discover, because I think I get bored early. And there's this, and it's a sense of history. My house in London was built, it was actually rebuilt in 1694, but it was a house 100 years earlier. In fact, there's a room in the house that Oliver Cromwell once used, so that's 1595. And then it's still a bit modern for me, so I've now got a place in Italy that's sort of 12th century stuff. And I guess Egypt is next.
In your films, there's often people that fight against authority, and sometimes the rebellion is in their own mind, sometimes it's outside, sometimes it's both, and we can't tell. We know a bit about your film career. Do you view yourself as fighting authority with your films as a process?
I suppose, we've always been rather anti-authoritarian. Let's start with there. And then you get angry at the system. So you got to say something about it, and maybe do something that might alter it in some small way. And then there's Hollywood. And you not fight against it, I suppose? It's not that great films don't come out of Hollywood, but it's I find that the things I want to do usually cost more than you're allowed to spend to have independent thought. I'm trapped in, because these visuals cost more money than two guys and two women, a guy and a girl even, sitting and chatting. So I don't actually go out for a fight, but once one starts making a movie, and well, Brazil is the perfect example. We make the movie, the script was all written, we did the script, and then at the end of the day, Universal comes along and says that let's change the movie, let's change the story, let's put a happy ending. And I said, you just can't do that. That's just not right, because all of us the hundreds of people that worked on it, were committed to that story, telling that story. And yes, it would be nice if we had a happy ending and probably millions more would see it, but that's beside the point. We're storytellers. And so when they start interfering with what I think is the essence of a movie, then you've got to fight. And it's not a choice. That's the problem. People always say, how brave you are. It's not, it's just, I don't know what else to do. Don't fuck with me.
When you came up before, you mentioned that you started doing feature films and now doing short films, and you chuckled, and we chuckled along with you. But in a way, you need that, don't you?
Yeah, it's not again by choice, because last year I was supposed to be doing the famous Don Quixote, and again, it's probably about the 10th iteration or 11th iteration of this film, and once again, the keystone of the finance went poof, and suddenly I was at space, because I hemmed myself in because I'd signed up to do an opera at the end of the year, so there wasn't enough time to do a feature film. And so and there was another, just a silly little thing I did for Pepsi called The Legend of Talladega, which was just something to keep me occupied and stop abusing the children. That's short, it's about child abuse, isn't it? You saw that. They really know how, I mean, those Italians know how to deal with children.
It seems like this era that we live in, the visuals, the visual realization of fantasy worlds and science fiction worlds has never been bigger on the movie screen, never been a bigger priority in Hollywood. But it's very different. It's sort of a digital world, and your accomplishment, for instance, in Brazil, is a very different sort of accomplishment. When you look around, are the movies today, do they excite you as just a visualist, or do you feel removed from them?
I suppose technically and technologically movies are extraordinary now, but they seem to, because you don't have to include reality in it. So to me, mine have always been very simple. It's about this battle between the physical world and the imaginary world. And it's the tension that interests me, and I don't know that you ever win the battle, but it's one that one should keep dealing with. And because you can do now anything in the CG, gravity doesn't seem to exist anymore in movies. And the physical world is being completely ignored, and I find that, I don't find the tension is there. When you see Johnny and Bill Nighy in the middle of a maelstrom on a yardarm doing a sword fight, come on, there's no gravity, there's nothing there, so there's no peril, there's no tension, there's nothing. And it's beautiful to look at, it's brilliant. I mean, I keep saying we're in the Rococo age of filmmaking, where it's all flash and filigree, incredible moves, cameras sweeping this way and everywhere. It's extraordinary, but there's no substance there. I try to stay with the Baroque world.
One of the things too, and the lenses you use, the lens choices you make, and the swirl, as you were talking about, almost that Fellini-like dance that's happening and stuff. It seems to me a lot of movies today, the director is really telling us what to look at. And with you, it seems like you're presenting almost a canvas and inviting us in, but there's different things to look at around the screen. Is that something you're conscious of? Or is that just so part of how you approach it that you don't even recognize it?
Well, it's probably my failure to tell stories clearly. To me, environment is as important as the individual object or face there. It's that relationship again. And I do